Thank you, Nicolas, and all the people who are helping to organize this wonderful festival. So, dear bodies of light, welcome at the World Pranic Festival. Wow, amazing. It's such a great thing to be here. And my name is Marja Nieuwveld, the Nieuwfield. I was born with that name. I didn't change. And I am now in Rotterdam. Normally, I'm outside in my garden, but it's raining like days and without an end. And I thought, what is a symbolic way to show you that I'm in Holland? And in my living room, I have a mill, a windmill. So everybody knows I am in Holland now. But in September, I'm going back to my beloved mountains in Switzerland, where I live during the winter. And today is a very symbolic day because in Switzerland, we celebrate the birthday of our country. And I'm also Swiss. We celebrate our independence, our freedom. And it started over 700 years ago, where three cantons came together. And it's such a special country. Switzerland unites 4 languages, 4 cultures, several religions. So Switzerland for me is an example how to live freedom. And exactly that is the topic of today. Food freedom in particular, but freedom in general. And for freedom, you need to have an inner peace. From that inner peace, you will live your life in freedom. So I will share a few of my insights, experiences for you to be inspired, because I don't call myself a teacher. I inspire people with Freedom Quest. It's a retreat of 7 days, but I inspire. I'm not a teacher. I'm not telling you how to do it, because there are so many different people and there are so many different ways, methods, programs. And I want to inspire you to come to your own truth, to discover your own unique way. And if you encounter a teacher who says, this is the only way, ask yourself, is this my way? And that is what I want to give you today, because there is only one way for you, and that is your way. So how to find that? Last year, I gave a short meditation of the connecting your brains, connecting your gut brain with your heart brain. And when you connect those 3 brains, you will have more possibilities to make your own decisions, to walk your own path and not that from another. And it's a pranic process is such an individual way of living. And for me, it doesn't have to do anything with not eating or eating. It's a catalyst for reaching an unity consciousness, an united consciousness, where you don't have good, wrong, black, white, where you just have the colorful way of your rainbow path. Maybe it's very, very illustrative. But the rainbow colors, that is what you are. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not your emotions. The first step is to recognize what you are. And you are that love and that light, which is already shining, and maybe something's blocking still and making it not flow as it could. Because last year my topic was flow. The first year it was very technical. What is the energy in my eyes? How do I see energy? And my truth at this moment is just this moment. It can change within a second, within a day, within a year. So don't grasp, don't hold on to any truth, not your own, and definitely not somebody else's truth, but let it be an anchor. Go to your own truth and then evolve, discover. And what I experienced in the last year, I want to share with you, is that the attitude of a child, the open and the curiosity and the joyful and the playful way of a child, that is what we need to discover a completely different world. My name gave me a bit breadcrumb, the new field, to discover a new world and a new body, because in your pranic process, you will discover a completely different functioning of your body. And you can't figure that out with your mind. You need that open and curious and kind attitude towards your body and listen to it. Because there you will find the incredible intelligence in your body. And especially the people who follow the process of pranic living. The body tells you what it needs. And I hear of people that they have been living for years vegetarian or even vegan, and they at some point they longing for meat, and it's everything is okay. It's remembering of your cells, which brings you to maybe an unconscious memory or trauma. Just follow your intelligence of the body and give it meat without judgment. And then feel what it does and just follow that. Follow the way life evolves, because just that is just it. You can't set a goal. If you try with force not to eat or have your pranic day, I hear a lot in the pranic community, pranic days. Don't forget, we are prana. It's impossible to have a pranic day. We are prana. And depending on the flow, our frequency, the ability for our energy to move, to flow, we are nourished. We don't feel hunger. That is living on prana. So follow that flow and not try to force living on prana. It's changing the way you go about. And for everybody, it's their own way. Maybe somebody needs more structure. That's okay. And for the other one, needs more freedom. It's okay. But both ways, try to be gentle to yourself. Because this whole process, doesn't matter how you do it, it needs surrendering. It needs total trust. And if you encounter fears or anxieties or emotions, look them in the eye, face them, give them your attention, give them your breath, and they will transform. I would love to I would love to do the humming again. I know you like that, Morgan, because it's such a nice exercise to feel what I mean when I say frequency, vibration, and prana. It's a word, but actually that what we are trying to practice, or we're trying to be, or it's a sound, it's a movement. It's so just dive in. Just join me, please. I invite you to join me. So before you close your eyes, because afterwards you can't hear me anymore, but the exercise would be closing your eyes and ears, and then zoom like a bee. You can also hum or sing or whatever sound your body would like to make at this moment. Doesn't matter. Everything is okay. That is freedom. So we do it a minute, just to give you a sense of what is humming like a bee is. Mm. 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 I love that feeling. And I have the picture in my mind that everybody, every cell inside is like dancing. Whoa. So if you don't have a picture, just imagine. And I'm telling you a secret about freedom and to achieve everything you want to achieve. The humming bee, it doesn't actually technically, it isn't built to fly because his wings are too small for the big body. But you know why it flies? Nobody told the bee that it can't fly. So the power of our mind, the power of our belief system is so strong. That is one of the things which blocking your freedom. So I invite you to think of one big belief one big thought which is blocking at this moment your freedom, if that is food freedom or freedom in general. Think about that thought and give it all your attention, all your breath, all your time. Give it even space in the whole of your body. And try to connect with it, because there is maybe a voice which is not yours. Then you can make an interaction and say, thank you. You did good by me until now, but I don't need this inner voice anymore. It's not mine. So say thank you and let it go. Maybe there is a fear under it. Acknowledge the fear. It wanted to save you at one point. Now you don't need it anymore. And also that. Give it your whole attention to let it go. And this space is not enough to do the whole process, but it's a beginning, and you can do that yourself, your own pace, in your own manner. And for me, freedom is based on two pillars. The one is the connectedness. Do you feel connected with your body? Do you feel connected with life on earth? Do you feel connected with your parents, with your mother, with your ancestors? And there, the connectedness, if you don't feel that, bring that back, because it's one of your pillars. And it's very important to live a life in freedom. You need to feel that connectedness with everything. And the other pillar is your unique self, the authenticity you are, the colorful sheep you are, the bright light you are. There is nobody else which has those specific talents, those gifts, and the world needs every one of us in our uniqueness, because the unity, the oneness, is compelled out of all those different, diverse, unique entities. Your essence, your unique essence. So those two pillars, that is what brings freedom. How I see it, how I feel it, and how I experience it. And I can look back at a wonderful youth. So I'm very grateful to my parents. And so it's for me easy to say, you know, and it's for me easy to live my uniqueness. There was never a voice, can I do this? Or what would people think of me? I never had that voice. So I didn't have to get rid of it. And what is the nice thing I noticed in the last couple of months is that I always was very male with my energy. I was building companies. I was the woman with the trousers on. You say that in Dutch, with the men, the woman with the muscles. And my child never had to adjust, so that could play around like it wanted without any boundaries. So that had a wonderful life also, until a few months ago, where I really consciously put together my female part in the pole position. And that gave a really big shift in my whole being. And that is nice, because my female part has such a powerful energy that it was a shame that I didn't use it to its full potential. And now I have those three together. They're a wonderful unity. And with those three, I discover life every day again, from an inner peace, from an inner peace, what I feel inside. And I have so much trust in life that even when hardship comes about in my life, and for example, the last few months, my tiny house was breaking down with rats. I had a rat nest next to my head in my wall. I had mold. I had little bugs. I had worms in the wood. I had a big hole which went to 2 meters big. So I had an open air bathroom. And everybody was telling me, what are you just tear it down. But no, it's so easy to tear something down. But for me, the intense work with my house, my second skin, was so symbolic. I went to the base. I made it stronger on the sides, to the roof. And I see that in Feng Shui language as my second skin. It's so symbolic. And for me, it wasn't a trauma or a drama. I kept laughing between some tears. But I see that that is meant to be. And I'm grateful that I now have the time, space, and the money to do it. Thank you, life, for waiting until this moment. So you can see everything you encounter in your life in a negative way, in a positive way, or like me, in a neutral, grateful way, that it's just part of the game. For me, it's exams. I see them as trials, as exams, how I can be still in the middle, in that 0 point field, without getting out. And until now, I'm very proud of myself. It's astonishing, yeah, the difference between, let's say, 5 years ago, where it would be really a drama, all the things I but it's yeah, I think it's big gifts. And I would like to give a last gift before we go to the questions, to a little meditation to let you experience what freedom is. And I am choosing the eagle. It's my favorite bird. It stands symbolically for freedom. And it's also the the poem I wrote in my book, Living on Light and Love. It's dedicated to my son, and he lives his life also like me in complete freedom, like an eagle. So I would like to invite you to close your eyes and feel safe, because I will ask you somewhere during our journey to let yourself fall. So put your feet on the ground. Connect yourself with the nature you are, with the ground you stand on, with the chair you sit on. Connect. You are part of the whole. And search for your breath. Where in your body is your breath? And connect with your attention to your breathing without changing anything, in complete surrender. And with your breath and your attention, you go to a wonderful place in nature of your choice. And I, of course, will go on top of a beautiful mountain in the Gotthard area, where several springs, water springs, fall down like waterfalls. But you decide your own unique, beautiful spot in nature. And there in the sky, you see a wonderful eagle. It's flying above your head, circling. And you see how the air is dancing under its wings. And the eagle is flying effortlessly. And the eagle is descending down to where you are and landing just a few meters beside you. And there you notice that it's bigger than you. It's enormous. And you connect with that eagle, which represents freedom. And only with your inner peace, you connect with this wonderful bird. You're one. And when you made that connection, you ask the eagle if it's okay that you sit on his back. Ask for permission. Breathe in and out. Breathe inner peace in and freedom out. And then the eagle, with you on its back, fly away. Higher and higher. And you're still connected with the whole. And with every breath you take, You fly higher and higher. You feel the sun on your skin, the wind through your hair, and you smell the wonderful smell of the air around you. It's now that you feel freedom, that you live an inner peace in your body. You feel gratitude for the experience, and you will do everything what you always have wanted to do. The imagination is no boundaries. There are no boundaries to your freedom. Use your own imagination. And make it your journey. And then, after you enjoyed this wonderful ride, this flight on top of this eagle, and then with your next breath, you will come back to here and now, your surrounding. You feel your feet. You feel your breath. You open your wonderful, beautiful eyes, and you shake your hand and feet if you feel like it. Because shaking and laughing is the two ingredients for a fulfilled life. No, that's just kidding. But it's actually, my mother always said the part of laughing. And but shaking is one of our things we do with our body to let go of anxiety, of stress. So use your body, and the animals know that already. After freeze, flight, or fight, animals, or they died, that's also a possibility, but if they survived, they shake. So use that. And the ingredient to feel fulfilled and to feel not hungry is joy, gratitude, and love. And that's the ingredients where you can make your own juice of life. And those were my last words for now. And maybe there are some questions. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Marja. Wow, what a lovely presentation. I just wanted to let you know that as you were guiding us on this meditation and the eagle flight, the wind picked up here and the tent started to flap, making a beautiful sound for us like we were flying. So there's another coincidence, so to speak.
Yeah, they're all the coincidences in Dutch you can toeval. It falls towards you, so it's part of the field. There is no time and space. I am just present where you are now.
Exactly. Thank you, Marja. So I also really enjoyed the part of your presentation where you were speaking about the love that we give to our bodies and ourselves. It reminds me of the Emoto experiments, that
Yes.
when we are speaking with joy and love to ourselves, that they're going to respond in that manner, and it fills us with more life force. And also the part with connection and your individual expression reminds me of kind of uniting polarities and yin and yang, very much like in the Tao. Thank you, Marja.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check for questions online, and I'm just going to turn and see if there's anybody who has questions.
Can I have one because of the water? I would love to have a little input on the water and the crystals of Dr. Emoto. Where I live in Switzerland is near the source of the Rhine, and I got the assistant of Dr. Emoto. She runs the Emoto lab in Europe, in Germany, and I took her to the source of the Rhine and asked her to take a sample, because I'm water ambassador for the Gotthard region, to take a sample, make a crystal. And the source of the Rhine, if you photograph that from above, I had a drone make a picture and it looks like a heart. And the crystal is a wonderful crystal. And for me, yeah, we're walking bodies of water and light, but it's not separate. It's one. Yeah, you can't explain. It's together. It's one. Water and light. It's just one. Sorry that I needed to get rid of that.
Of course. Thank you, Marja. That's beautiful. Yeah, sometimes when we have an experience and an expansion in our consciousness, to translate it again into a description is sometimes a challenge. I'm just going to turn and see if we have any questions from anyone in the audience here.
Yeah.
Poi mi traduce della domanda in italiano. Capisco l'inglese, ma un po' più difficoltà. Okay. Okay. An interpreter to translate English. She wants to ask in Italian. Go in Italian. Ok. Allora, intanto ringrazio moltissimo Maria. We have someone speaking Italian who will come and translate.
I can't hear.
Ok. Allora, intanto ringrazio tantissimo Maria per il suo sorriso meraviglioso e le sue parole altrettanto meravigliose.
I thank Maria for her wonderful smile and her wonderful talk.
La piacere.
Ok. Io vorrei chiedere se cioè quando ti sei accorta di essere, diciamo, diventata pranica, se è un momento preciso in cui hai saputo di poterti affidare o no, oppure c'è voluto del tempo e poi ti sei accorta dopo che era così.
I would like to know if it has been a precise moment where you got aware of being pranic that you can sustain without food, or it's been awareness that it took some time to get aware of the process that was happening in you.
Did you understand the question, Marja?
Yes, grazie mille
Wonderful.
per la domanda. I will explain in English. Yes, in 2018, I did the retreat. And before that, a few months before that, it was the first time I knew about the Pranic way of living. Before that, never heard of it. But I am I don't have any boundaries in my I don't have any convictions, so I don't have to let go of everything. So I knew, oh wow, is that possible? Okay, then I can do that also. Then I did the retreat, and between the mind of knowing, I knew that it could be possible. Between the mind knowing and my body experiencing, the mind was from one to the other second. My body took a year. I had affirmations in that year, and I said them out loud. I was thinking, I was repeating, and at one point there was a shift, but it was a gradual process. And I went from I feed myself with prana. Then I took the step, I am prana. It was gradual. So the mind was from one way to the other, and the other was gradual. Yeah, the body, the experience of the body, that took time.
Thank you, Marja. That's beautiful. This reminds me of the levels that Nicholas has used to describe the stages that someone may experience. And just having the mind know that it's possible is a level 1, that you realize, oh, this is possible, and it's easy for the mind to accept this as a reality. And then to integrate a bodily experience is other levels of that can take some time. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Marja.
And that's for the mind to be flexible. The zooming is perfect, but also thinking in different, so looking at different angles of one situation helps you to train your body or your mind, sorry, and making your eyes move. I always do the practice with the lying 8 or going the clockwise. You have to train your brain if that is more stuck than my brain maybe. My mother was pregnant when she was looking at the moon landing, and one guy sent me a mail and was looking for people who were inside of the mother's womb during moon landing, and it seems that those people have no boundaries because the mother had the imprint. If he can land on the moon, everything is possible. So thank you, Mom. And thank you, Neil Armstrong.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that share. I get the impression that you have some tools that you use for yourself. And a question that's coming is, do you do retreats, and do you offer some of these tools that you're speaking of at your retreats as well?
Yes, yeah. I have one-on-one inspiring conversations. I have the Freedom Quest with Amudra Madura. She's a known person in the Pranic world, a wonderful person. And we give those tools which we use, but we are open for all the other. For example, Nicholas used nature. We use a lot of nature, breath work. I do family opstellingen, systemic work. Do you call that like that?
Family constellations is what we say in
Yes,
English.
exactly. Yeah. And a lot of different. There are so many roads to Rome. So for everybody, there is something.
Thank you, Marja. Do we have another question from someone live here? Yes. Okay, Giacomo.
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase the question, but I will try. So I see a connection between consciousness and the pranic journey, and I would love to know if you have tools or if you also do other practices to work on your consciousness.
Yeah. I have to admit, I'm a very lazy pranic, I call myself. But the way I went about it is to be very aware of now. So if I do the dishes, I'm completely doing the dishes. I'm not thinking of what I'm gonna do 5 minutes later, or what I have to do when next day. So everything I do, I can drive from Holland to Switzerland 9 hours without the radio on, without any thought, just driving. And that is because Bruce Lipton told that very nicely. We're very unconscious. We're on autopilot. And then life does with us what it wants, and we don't have control. And if you practice being here, sensing the smell at this moment, looking at the colors around you, listening to the sounds you hear, use your senses. And that helped me to be here. And now I must admit, I come from a really stressed chicken. It's in Dutch stresskip. It's like I was a lot of thoughts in my mind, you know. I was running 3 companies, and now it's amazing. I'm still amazed that there is nothing between my ears. It's so wonderful. So that's my way. So just be here. That's the only thing I can tell you. And pranic living helps. It's a catalyst to be in your body, because your body needs intention when you go into the process. It hurts, it aches, it shouts, it screams. Listen to it, because there is nothing else to do at that moment.
Just lovely. Thank you, Marja. It's so simple the way you present it. And so I take that simplicity and put it in my heart. Thank you. I think we have time for one last question. I can take one from online, or if there's someone here in presence. Okay, I'm going to take one from online. Is there anything that you noticed from your childhood or early years that you think prepared you for this path?
Yeah, coming back to the simplicity. The pranic living is one of my big breadcrumbs, but the other one is the biological laws of nature. And I now wrote a book about it with Stefan Muis. And it's all about a different way of approach, a healthy view on illness. And it's so revolutionary, and it's so 180 degrees different than we are taught. and it it helped me to be in complete trust of my body. I understand now what it does. When there is inflammation, I know, oh, wow, great, it's cleaning up something. And that is one of the big, small things if you look at it differently. And the biological laws of nature, and actually every law of nature, is simple. If it's complicated, it's not nature. You can think of it like a 3-year-old. If you don't know an answer to a question, go back to a 3-year-old. How would it solve it? And that's the laws of nature. They do it so simple. And that is helping me because I never lost my inner child. So it was a big help. I am not a scientist. I went through life exploring and discovering, and with the knowing that I don't know anything. So if you are empty, you're just giving through, the enormous intelligence that there is. And I can't grasp that, my mind is just too small for that. So I just make it empty, and then that's it. So staying a child helped me. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Marja. So what I'm taking away from this, we're going to wrap up shortly, is staying in simplicity and as a child, and love, play, gratitude, joy. And thank you so much. Is there anyone else that has any last words or questions for Marja? We're good? We have 2 people now, but we're about to wrap up. So if it's a short, easy question, we can take one. I let you choose. One question. Huh. Max, we're going to save it for later. Hold on. You had a question, yeah? No. You had a question, Fadi? Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. My question is about the phase of integration after the process. So the year, I can say after the process, then the energy body start to wake up. Okay, and wake up, close up, depend on the atmosphere of the society, where we are, and everything. So how you suggest approaching the phase of integration, listening to the body? Yes, I find it very useful. I heard from last conference and it's so precise. But at the same time, like, I get the answer. Okay. Yeah, it's like acceptance came now to my mind. It's like even the closeness of energy, acceptance.
Yes, that's wonderful that you have your own answers. And I want to invite everybody, if you feel a question, go inside, because you know your own answers.
So
Easy
perfect.
peasy.
So perfect and so beautiful. Thank you, Fadi, for bringing answers to us as well.
Yes.
We're just going to close for now. Is there any words you wanted to share, any information you wanted to share, Marja, before we close up here?
Yes, it's for me, I'm just very grateful, especially for as the first speaker, and on the 1st of August. The symbolic things, they are overflooding me in my life. So it's wonderful to see that my life is in flow, because that's my reassurance that I'm doing the right things. If it's in flow, I can flow with it, and if there are obstacles, I might be able to ask myself if I am still doing the right things. So my last words is from an inner peace to an outer freedom, and I wish you that with a lot of joy and gratitude. Bye from Holland.
So beautiful. Thank you, Marja.
Lots of love.
And
Bye-bye.
especially Marja asked if there were any others from Holland here, and I know there are. So just wave if you're from Holland. We've got quite a few,
Yay,
Marja.
doei doei, groetjes van Rotterdam. En ciao aus der Schweiz und auf Wiedersehen Deutschland. Arrivederci. Bon voyage.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, especially Marja.
Bye.